Welcome to 5 Minutes With. Today we have a university researcher in microbic interactions, Anna Maria Pirttilä. Anna Maria, welcome.
Thank you.
Can we start by talking about your research?
Yes. So maybe we could start with this one that I brought here. So this is a pine branch, tiny one that I took yesterday from the forest. And this is where it all started, actually. So I was actually originally a biochemist, and then I wanted to study plants. And my PhD topic was to study the microbes in the buds of the pine trees. So these kind of orange things here in the middle. And before that, I had never even thought about that there are microbes inside plants, because in humans, in animals, people think that we are sterile from inside, and then I learned that plants harbor microbes in their tissues, and I was like, wow, that's so interesting. And then they said that in the beginning that these buds would not have many microbes, but they might have some, and that's what I studied. And then when I went on, I learned that actually there are quite many microbes also inside the buds, and they are even intracellular. And that was like, going for a treasure hunt and opening this golden box of jewelry. Like, I just never had any idea it would be so interesting.
Fascinating. And that, of course, speaks directly then to the program and its focus on biodiversity.
Yes.
Can you expand a little bit on that?
Yes. So I started with that, and then I've been, because of my study subject, I went more into the microbiology. So I also studied that during my PhD, and then, of course, when I did more research, I had to learn more about microbiology and then microbial diversity. And it's such a fascinating world because with my collaborations, I'm also working now on human microbiome, more or less, and then also environmental microbiomes a little bit, and so on. So it's a whole new world that has opened up for me.
Wonderful. I must say, it smells lovely from here. You get such a beautiful smell. The next question I have for you is really about current global challenges that we are facing. So climate change, environmental change. How do you think does research on microbes like yours actually have an impact on this kind of problematics?
Yeah. So what people often don't think about is that microbes are behind everything. Like everything living on Earth is because of microbes. So they are sort of the base of all life on Earth, because they cycle these elements, basic elements, and they are responsible, for example, oxygen cycle or carbon cycle, just all of the main elements that we need, even human body needs. So with that, the microbial diversity is the base of all biodiversity. And that's where I kind of come from, and why I think it's really important to understand the microbial diversity in a given environment, because if we only study the higher organisms, we don't see where it comes from. Like, because, it's always at the bottom is the microbial biodiversity.
Wonderful. And maybe a last question, if you have, in the interaction between microbes, discovered something that you didn't expect that brought new research questions for you?
Yes, that would be the discovery of intracellularity of these symbionts in pine buds. So that was really, I couldn't believe it at first. And when I submitted my first paper on that, I was really sort of I had this cold sweat on me, like, what if it isn't true? It looks like it's true. I've tested in so many ways, but what if it's still some sort of error? And then when later my PhD student confirmed this result, it was really like a sigh of relief at the same time, but also it was so intriguing that there are symbionts inside cells. And then, of course, we have been studying what they do actually, why are they intracellular and so on. So we have discovered quite many interesting genes and details of the interaction. And actually, one of those resulted in discovery of a compounds that can be used as drugs for human health. Wow. So it's not just focused on that, but it also expands to other areas really quickly.
Fantastic. This sounds really interesting. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us. See you next month.